You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken Tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're jumping into the really fast-paced world of FinTech. We've looked at everything from, major market comebacks and cool new tech to some pretty critical debates about your financial data. Our goal here is simple. Cut through the noise and pull out the insights you actually need. Let's get started. The market, well, it's definitely kept us on our toes lately. Look at Klarna. They hit pause on their IPO plans back in, 2022? During that downturn?
Yeah, that's right.
But now, reports say they're thinking about a comeback. Maybe late 2025, early 2026?
Exactly. And it seems like it's partly because the market's looking better, but also their U.S. performance has been really strong. If this actually happens, it could be, huge. Potentially one of the biggest FinTech listings out of Europe.
That really speaks to resilience, doesn't it? How quickly things can turn around.
It really does. And then you see others just exploding. Take Robinhood. They've completely crushed their Q2 expectation. I mean, the numbers were pretty impressive.
What were they reporting?
So revenue was $989 million. That's like $81 million over what was expected.
Yeah.
And earnings per share, $0.42, which beat estimates by a solid 35%.
Wow.
And it wasn't just financials. They added 2.3 million new users, hitting 26.5 million accounts total. Assets doubled to $279 billion. Doubled. And importantly, it wasn't just one thing driving it. It was, broad-based growth. They're diversifying retirement accounts, debit cards. It shows they're becoming much more embedded in people's financial lives, not just a trading app.
That's incredible growth.
Yeah.
But, sometimes when one thing goes way up, something else, faces challenges.
Yeah.
Let's talk about partnerships, especially relying on a tech giant. What happens when that unravels, with CoreCard?
Ah, yes, CoreCard. This is a really stark example of the risks of concentration. Their future looks pretty uncertain right now, mainly because that big Apple-Goldman Sachs partnership is winding down.
And CoreCard was heavily involved.
Heavily. Over 60% of the revenue came directly from that deal. That's a massive dependency.
Right.
And the likely new issuer for the Apple Card is JPMorgan. The key thing here, JPMorgan has its own processing systems.
So CoreCard could be completely cut out.
Potentially, yes. That's the big fear. So as a defensive move, they've agreed to be acquired by Euronet in an all-stock deal worth about $248 million. It really highlights how precarious things can be, even for established players, when you're tied so tightly to these huge platform partners.
It's like building on shifting sand sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen market ups and downs. Let's pivot to the tech itself. AI seems unavoidable now. Our sources are saying it's basically core strategy for, 94% of financial institutions? And most are already using it?
Yeah, 87% are already deploying it in some way. It's definitely moved beyond the future tech phase. It's operational now. And this really matters for you, the listener, because it means AI is increasingly involved in decisions about your money loans, fraud checks, everything.
So it's deeply embedded.
Deeply. It's changing operations fundamentally. Look at Sapphire. They just raised $70 million to scale up their AI platform for trading workflows. The flip side, of course, is while it boosts efficiency, we need to think about, transparency. And are there biases baked into these algorithms? That's crucial for consumers to be aware of.
Absolutely. And another tech shift making waves is stablecoins. Seems like they're finally getting serious institutional attention, moving beyond just speculation.
We're seeing signs, yeah. Some big traditional names are dipping their toes in. Interactive Brokers, for instance, is looking into using stablecoins for 247 funding of brokerage accounts. That could be quite a change.
24/7 funding, interesting.
Right. And even Western Union is apparently considering how they could become a global on- and off-ramp for stablecoins.
Like converting cash to stablecoins and back easily.
Exactly. Imagine that infrastructure globally. These aren't small players just experimenting. Their interest suggests a potential major shift in how money moves, offering, real-time settlement possibilities.
Which brings us to something really fundamental. Who controls your financial data? This feels like a major battleground.
It absolutely is. And it's happening right now. The CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, is reworking its open banking rules. This is all about how your bank data can be shared securely with other fintech apps you might use.
Okay, so what's the debate?
Well, a key point is whether banks should be allowed to charge fintech companies for accessing that consumer data. Fintechs argue, naturally, that this would kill innovation and limit your choices as a consumer.
And this connects to something else I've heard about, Operation Chokepoint.
Some are calling it Operation Chokepoint 3.0, yeah. It refers to actions by some big banks, like JPMorgan, allegedly imposing high fees or even blocking data access for certain FinTech and crypto apps. So it's not just a regulatory thing. It's about who gets to control the flow of your information and ultimately whether you have fair access to different financial services.
So the whole financial landscape is just changing incredibly fast. It's challenging old ideas of trust, risk. It feels like years of change packed into months sometimes, especially with AI now.
Definitely. And while all this innovation is exciting, it also opens up new risks. Not just tech risks, but, basic human ones, too.
That's a crucial reminder. Vulnerabilities are still absolutely there.
Okay.
We saw that recently with that alleged Ponzi scheme involving water station.
Right. The $270 million case reportedly using fraudulent SBA loans.
Exactly. Even government-backed programs aren't immune. Vigilance is always necessary.
It's a really complex mix of rapid change and, enduring challenges. Constant awareness is key.
So as you take all this in, the speed, the innovation, the risks, here's something to think about. In this constantly shifting landscape, how actively are you managing your own financial data and choices? What steps are you taking to stay informed and, frankly, protected? Something to ponder. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.